How to go from winning to losing a chess game. And I know that you understand what this title means because you've played online before or you played at a tournament and you was just winning, right? You was feeling good. You was like, dang, I feel like I'm wearing a Rolex watch right now. I feel like I got chains on my necks. I got like I got multiple necks. But anyway, I felt like I got multiple Bugattis, a McLaren, Lamborghini. I feel like the man. And then you see things start turning not so into your direction. You start feeling regret inside for the moves that you played, and you start recycling. Did I really play that move? Did I really miss that capture? Did I really miss that check? I could have ended this game very quickly with that move, and that move did. What am I thinking about? And so I wanted to go over this game by Grandmasters so that you can know you're not alone. Even top players do this too. So here's the thing. We're going to be running it back with another episode talking about chess knowledge, chess wisdom, and chess understanding. And today we'll be going over a game between two top players, Efam Geller, I think it's Geller. And then we got for the black pieces, we got Garcia, Geldardo Garcia. And it was played in 1978, and it was at the Bogota event. Hopefully that's how you say all those names. Let's get started. What? The game started out with the move e4, e5. So let's get to it. e4, e5, my best two moves. And then we got the move knight f3, attack the pawn on the e5 square. But then after the move, knight c6, protecting the pawn on the e5 square, we got bishop b5 attacking the knight. And then we got the weird move a6. And it's not so weird. I just know for beginners, this is a weird move since you're pushing a pawn on the edge, but you're getting the tempo on the bishop. So white has to do something with this bishop on the b5 square. And what white did with this bishop is just pushed it back. Just pushed it back. It's cool. It's Gucci. And so black decided to put this other knight out to f6, attacking this pawn. And then usually what happens when black attacks this pawn, and this has been played for how many times? This has been played 66,000 times since the Roy Lopez is the oldest opening, one of the most ancient openings out there right now. And so this move, kingside castle, and you might be thinking, can't black just take this pawn for free on the e4 square? Well, not without consequences, but yes, this pawn can be taken, and that's the move that was played. Knight takes on e4, and after knight takes on e4, we got the move d4, and we got the move b5, bishop b3, and we're gonna go on with the Roy Lopez theory, and this is the open variation. So after the move bishop b3, then we got the move d5, d takes on e5, and then bishop e6, and then what do we got next? We got c3, bishop f5, and this is all opening theory, so that's why we're just going through it right quick. And then we got the weird moves knight b, d2, castle kingside, and me myself wondering why my computer is not plugged up right now, since I need my computer to go through all the games and things of that nature. And after we got the moves bishop c2, attacking the knight, then the weird inaccuracy f5. I don't know if f5 is still played at this moment. Yes, it has been played by masters 40 times. So we're gonna go with f5, even though by the computer standpoint, it's an inaccuracy, but who cares? You're playing humans, so how is white gonna take advantage of that? Well, he decided to start with the move knight b3, attacking the bishop. After knight b3 attacked the bishop, they was like, no, Garcia was like, no, I don't want my bishop to be captured because I want to keep my advantage of like the two bishops, which they don't have an advantage of the two bishops right now since they both have their bishops, but They don't want to lose that advantage, at least, especially in this open Roy Lopez variation, right? And so after the bishop was moved to b3, then we got the move knight f to d4, attacking this bishop, threatening a huge fork all of a sudden. And Black is going to have to think about it. And so he was like, yeah, I thought about it long enough, so I'm just going to take that knight on the d4 square. And then after that knight was taken, then this knight took on the d4 square, and then this bishop took on the d4 square, and then this c-pawn took on the d4 square. And now we got a protected passed pawn. This bishop is blockading that passed pawn. And yeah, we got a position, we got a game, and maybe f3 to kick this knight away. And what is Black gonna do about the move f3? This doesn't seem like a good position for the Black pieces a little bit, because I'm kind of biased of having a protected passed pawn. But some weird things could happen with the pawn breaks of c5, especially since nothing is protecting this d pawn, and it can turn either way. And maybe I'm being like a little bit biased since the white pieces have the two delicate bishops right here. I don't know. Which side would you like to play in this position? Because in this position, the chess engine is definitely favoring the white pieces, but it's not so easy. You can clearly get into some trouble if you underestimate the Black pieces. After the move c takes d4 was played, then Black decided to do kind of a bad move. I don't know. Probably the only move. f4 was played. After f4 was played, then White was like, I don't want this pawn to go to f3 anytime soon, so I'm just gonna push my f pawn. And then Black was like, well, you know, I didn't really have a good square, and I'm not going to go to g5. I don't really care about going backwards, but I do care about going to the square knight g3. And if White takes this knight on the g3 square, and if pawn takes back, then this queen has like a short path to h4 to h2 checkmate. And White really doesn't want to be attacked at this moment, so the move rook f2 was played at this moment. And then Black was like, I don't really have anything else going for me. I don't have a protected passed pawn, and you know, I don't got the two bishops, so I might as well attack the king on the g1 square. And so yeah, this is what happened. And then White decided to do bishop d2. We got rook a to e8, just getting the two rooks over here, maybe to start another attack, maybe do a rook lift sometime soon in the future. And then we got the move bishop b4, attacking this rook on the f8 square, which he moved the rook to f7 just to get out of the attack, out of that diagonal of the a3. Let me get my stick out since I haven't got it out yet. The a3 to f8 diagonal. And after this rook move, we got this pawn push to a4, because why not get some play on the queen side since my pieces are on the queen side and you're trying to attack me on the king side. And so what happened was, after bishop c8, which was a mistake, and this is what gave White an advantage of this position, they wanted to play the move b takes on a4, but instead this move was played, and you're going to see why that move was played. It wasn't just played without a purpose. And after bishop c8, we got the move a takes on b5, and then we got the move after that, which is kind of tricky, rook to e6. But in this moment, White is definitely winning. White is definitely winning. Okay, let me just remind you of that. And you know the title of this video, right? You know the title. It says right here on my computer, how to go from winning to losing a chess game. And White is winning. Like, got a pawn, you know, got the two bishops. There's no attack going on here, even though I still can't take this knight. There's nothing going on in this position whatsoever. And there was one move that needed to be played. If you want to pause the video right now and figure out what move that needed to be played, do as so. Because I'm not going to wait a second for you to figure out what move was going to be played. If you took the pawn, you would have did exactly what the master have done and lost the game in like the next move. Because the best move in this position after our opponent does rook e6 is just doing the simple move h3. And you might be thinking to myself, thinking to yourself, like, why do h3? What's the purpose of doing h3? Why did I have to defend? What? I don't get it. Why was h3 an important move after rook e6 instead of being an important move before you move the bishop to c8? So confusing to me, right? Well, since this master did b takes a6, then he realized that he was lost after the move. Queen takes on h2, checking the king, and the only move that white had in this position was king takes on h2. But instead of doing the only move, he decided to resign. Geller decided to resign in this position because after king takes on h2, we realize why this rook is right here, especially after the move rook to h6, checking the king, king to g1, rook to h1, checkmating the king. Why is this checkmate? Well, the king can't capture the rook because of the knight, and this king can't go to f2 because of our rook that we pushed to f2. Wouldn't this be disappointing? As you're a grandmaster, you're Geller, you're doing your thing, and then you lose to a Garcia, some random master, and you're like, dang, man, why you trick me like that? That's crazy. Why you trick me like that? I was winning. I was finessing you. I got the two bishops. I had a pawn that was about to promote on the a8 square. Like, come on. I should have knew what you was doing when you was doing the move bishop to c8. But clearly, you didn't. And this is an important lesson of why you got to stay on guard if you're winning. You can't let your guard down ever. If you're winning in that position, then you shouldn't be overjoyed with happiness. No, lower that down. Act like the win isn't even happening right now. You gotta have to be like emotionless when you're winning. And I know that's hard to do for some people, but you have to not underestimate your opponent and get the job done first. And once you get the job done, when you're setting up the pieces and they declare that they lost, then you can celebrate and be like, I whooped your tail. I'm the champion. We are if you're on a team, you can sing We Are the Champions on the bus ride home. That's what I did in my high school years. But hey, you know what I mean? We was gangster. Like, we was good.